Oh, Lord. Whatever. Hey, guys. We had technical difficulties this morning, but I figured it out. Come on. Make some room. Have a seat. We have refreshments in the back. Pretend you have manners. Greet one another. Be cordial, if you will. Because it's showtime. Can you guys just subscribe so I don't have to make the beginning so long, hoping that you guys don't miss any information with the ads? Don't be cheap. Um, all right, guys, welcome to another episode of the I'm Not Impressed show. I did a little research for you guys. First of all, I know I'm late, but where the fuck are y'all? I'm late. That doesn't mean you could be late. The fuck have y'all not been in school? The teacher gets to do whatever. You guys will figure it out. Skip told me I look horrendous yesterday's show. He said I had on a hoodie, no makeup, my hair was out of whack, so I said, let me give him some ass. Let me give him some ass today. That's all I care about anyway. They don't care if I can read or write. If I win a Nobel Peace Prize once in my life, they want the ass. Okay, so yesterday I was telling you guys about the is that glue? Yeah. Yesterday I was telling you guys about the Jaime Foxx stand-up. Hey Poseidon, it's on the back of a milk carton, and there's a hefty reward if you guys can find my waist. Yesterday I was telling you guys about the Jaime Foxx documentary, right? So I said, let me be a professional journalist. Let me do my diligent work, watch the stand-up in its entirety, and tell my followers what it's like. So I had some notes, and okay. So the documentary, I keep on calling it a documentary because it kind of is in stand-up form. He just really wanted to debunk I told you, social media is just so influential and powerful because these people are really rich and they're really concerned about the peanut gallery. The whole documentary was about debunking the theory that when he came out of his coma, he was a clone. So the show opens with him dancing, and the whole time he's dancing, I didn't know if he was joking or not because we're dealing with Jaime Foxx here, like a prestige actor. So that's going to come into this as well. During the opening scene, he's dancing and crying. At first, I thought he was joking. I'm like, oh, he's not joking. He's actually crying. And he's crying because he's so happy to be alive. This is his first time back on the stage since the coma. Right after that, he jumps right into literally opening lines, goes right into dispelling the rumor that Diddy did it. He also dispels everything Cat Williams said on Club Shay Shay. He said Cat Williams would say a whole bunch of bullshit and then say 4 things that make sense and end it with sir. So he was just debunking that Diddy did it and he's a clone. All right. Literally could not stop crying. And I looked over at Skip and Skip looked over at me and I was just like, hey, not for nothing. We're dealing with a top tier actor. Is this real tears? Is this performative? We didn't know at this point. A lot of times through the stand-up, he just keeps on saying that Atlanta saved his life. Atlanta was the first place that he started stand-up, so he said it was only right that he did this first stand-up after the coma in Atlanta. And also, Atlanta is where the incident occurred, and he shouted out Piedmont Hospital and the doctors there. There was a bitch in... After he said Atlanta saved my life one time, there's always one person during a comedy show that wants to stand out for screaming. I just don't know what that is. Shut the fuck up. But it was just one lady who would not stop saying Atlanta saved your life. And he didn't want to get awkward. He just said, yeah, Atlanta saved my life, bitch. Okay, we get it. Okay. He praised his sister a lot. He said his sister It was 4/11 filled with love. The first doctor sent him home, and his sister was like, "No, we're gonna get you to another doctor." So he praised his sister a lot during this show. Must be nice. Also his daughters, right? He did a lot of impressions. And the theme of the show is if I can stay funny, I can stay alive. Something I could resonates with me because we just, as black people, we laugh at the most unlaughable shit. And it comes down, and he just worded it so perfectly. If I can stay funny, I stay alive. So he talks about denying, was it, middle initial pod. It was not, hey. What he does tell us is his brain was bleeding due to a stroke. So we don't know what caused the stroke, but the cause of his coma was bleeding in the brain caused by a stroke. So he does a lot of impressions to describe his behavior getting through his turmoil. So he was telling us about how nurses was coming in and he was acting out scenes from New Jack City. You know, I'm pretty black. I'm like black. Like there's no confusing. Is that a black? I'm like, yeah, she's black. But I do not enjoy black cinema. It's just, it doesn't, really have the kind of humor I'm into. I'm into like whitewash humor, and I don't even like those people. It's just, the kind of humor that I'm into. So he does a lot of comparisons to his behavior to Wesley Snipes in New Jack City. And he talks about, because, there's two things when you're trying to be rehabilitated. There's the actual physical rehabilitation because he wasn't able to walk coming out of that coma because, stroke really tears you up. So he needed a physical therapist for the physical part, and he needed a therapist for the mental part. And he said that his ego was so big, like he just kept on saying, I'm Jaime Foxx. So he didn't want to talk to any therapist. And he said, how like you watch a movie and they always have like this one person they keep in the tuck. They was like, yeah, it's time for Holly. He was like, bring Holly. I'll ignore that bitch too. And he said he woke up one morning and it was like this little white lady like, all right, wake the fuck up. I'm Holly, bitch. And Holly was the one who actually did get him back into the mental state of being Jaime Foxx. But his delivery is so comedic and so funny and the timing is perfect. So he really delivered that really well. Then the show goes into this really religious place where he questions God and why him. Like, hey God, did y'all get my name mixed up there? And God was like, no, it's you. And y'all know I do not subscribe to religion, and I don't believe in it at all. I do believe in the higher power, but the man-made aspect of it, I just don't do the books. The books were really written in a really biased capacity. But anyway, not today, y'all. But I could still appreciate what it does for people over there. Right? So the stand-up turns, it gets into this religious turn, and he accredits the incident to him pulling away from religion and God and not being grateful anymore. Because he says that when he asks God, like, why me? And God asks him, when the last time you been to church? When the last time you did this? And money can really make you forget you're human. I haven't gotten there yet. I would love to get there. But anyway, it's a beautiful little, segment for people who subscribe. He does an amazing Denzel impersonation, Dave Chappelle, Tyson, and Trump. He did Jay-Z, but I just didn't like it. It's not the bias. It's a little bit too Kermit the Frog. It wasn't Hov. It was Jay Kermit. It was just, he needs to, his Denzel is insane. His Chappelle, his Trump was that huge, big. That I do? He did it. I did it better. Whatever. But the Jay-Z, if you're out there, Mr. Fox, it's too Kermit. Hey, Germany, what's going on? We're from Brooklyn. We know what Brooklyn sounds like. You were teetering the line of Kermit the Frog. But he did it. He brought his oldest daughter, introduced him, and his youngest daughter, she plays the guitar. And he was telling us about a time where his vitals was jacked up and his daughter came in with a guitar in the hospital room, and when she played the guitar for him, his vitals started to lower. He brought her on stage and they did an absolutely amazing duet together. Her on the guitar, him on the vocals. His vocals are still fucking there. We wasn't ready to lose Jamie because the multifaceted talent capacity is just the jokes, the voice, the impersonations. There's literally nothing he can't do. I know Drake wants to be in a coma instead of Jamie because like he can't get away from They Not Like Us. I just envision Drake watching it like the rest of us just to see, oh, Jamie Foxx is back. And then to see Jamie Foxx wiping his tears and busting out and dance to They Not Like Us. I mean, damn, Drake, hate it had to be you. Yeah, he does a little dance to They Not Like Us. He goes back, and I guess the clone shit really, 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 really got on his nerves because he designated a whole segment to debunking the clone theory. Like, I gave you hits like this. How could this can't be cloned? And he does a whole bunch of what I would like to call an accomplishment montage. He goes into his character Wanda from In Living Color. He shows you Django from Django Unchained, and then he does the artist part, the R&B part. He gives you the vocals and tells you that this cannot be cloned. This is Jamie Foxx. He closes out the show with saying that, how I would like to word it, the stroke cured him from the whites. We all know that Jamie Foxx is a bunny catcher, a snowflake licker. It's so funny because during the stand up, he talks about how the nurses took care of him, wiped his ass. And he's like, I don't want nobody wiping my ass. I'm Jamie Foxx. And Skip immediately said to me, like, where's his girl during all of this? He never once mentions the girl. So I guess you really have to go through hard times and turmoil to see who's there for what. I guess the little snow bunny, because it looks like a little child. I got a computer, right? Let's just pull it up. So Skip is asking me, where's his girlfriend during the whole thing? And I said, probably somewhere being white, you know. Jamie Foxx, girl, friend. And you know, it's terrible. They did his girlfriends by year. Jamie Foxx girlfriend 2022, 23, 24. Real tacky. But anyway, we got Katie Holmes. That's not her. It's her. This little girl to the right. You think she's wiping nigger ass? Do you think she was there for that part of it? No, she wasn't there for the nigger ass wiping. So I guess out of the coma, she got put on cold ice. So he told us that he has been cured from the whites. F those honkies. I don't want my race to be a backup choice. Like, yeah, I got shitted on, so I guess I'm back home. Thanks, but no thanks. I see what you were trying to do. Went over my head. All in all, it was a very, very great stand-up. I just felt sometimes I had to question if the tears were real, not because anything else, but because he's an actor. So I'm like, wait, is he acting right here? So I still don't know the answers. Some of the tears seem very real. Some seem like he was in a role. It doesn't matter. I'm just super excited that he is okay. I remember when we first got the news, niggas like, nah, not Jamie Foxx. So it is amazing to see Jamie back in full capacity. God bless him. And you guys could check that stand up on Netflix. In other news. So y'all know right now the hot seat, you know, with the same sword they knight you, they gonna good night you with shit. That's only half of it if they like you. Right now, they are on the hunt for Jay-Z. And, you know, we've heard a couple of rumors about an illegitimate child that he had back in the day. And the child is no longer a child. The child is, I think, in his 30s. And his name is Ramir Setherwaite. And he is the alleged illegitimate child of Jay-Z from back in the day, right? Everybody likes to, you know, pop out and show niggas when they want to be affiliated with a lot of attention. We seen Foxy do it yesterday. She's just saying a lot and nothing at the same time. People want to be a part of the fame, whether it's positive or negative. So, this is Ramir, and this is his aunt. This is his aunt because the mom is dead. She gone. And that's another story for another day on the alleged, yeah. Okay. Who is this from? After reviewing Mr. Carter's response to Attorney Busby, I was deeply unsettled. My initial reaction was one of dismay. Let me see something. I don't like to judge a book by its cover, but I don't think this little jigaboo niggaboo wrote this. But anyway, his father's Jay-Z, right? He must have the brain capacity of a young Butch Cassidy. My initial reaction was one of dismay, but I was reminded of my mother's steadfast belief that the rule of law will always prevail. It is with this conviction that I address the broader implications of Mr. Carter's comments, particularly his reference to family values. That ain't your pappy. As the former legal guardian of my God, okay, this is not him. This is the aunt. The aunt is speaking for the alleged son. As the former legal guardian of my godson, Ramirez Satterwaith, I have firsthand experience navigating years of allegations of fraud and misconduct in cases where you and your legal team were involved. Over a decade of legal battles illuminated a troubling exploitation of the judicial system. Girl, is this a spelling bee? Say what you gotta say, motherfucker. Involving what appeared to be the influence of dark money. The systematic failure resulted in violations of the 14th Amendment. This bitch knows her amendments. Rights and unethical practices that tarnish the integrity of our car. Bitch, I'm gonna need a water and an asthma pump for this damn vocabulary. For instance, I recently discovered in 2023 that illegal liens had been placed on my residential property without my knowledge. Such actions reflect a blatant disregard for the rule of law and undermine trust in the legal system. Mr. Carter, there is clear dissonance between your public statements and your action. As a minister of the gospel, my duty is to uplift and empower my community, not to diminish it. Rest assured, I'm falling asleep, mama. Bring it on home. This girl talks, she must be a fucking tourist. She talks, get to the point. I will continue to fight for justice, including rights regarding my property. I too had to talk to Ramir when he was a minor about not going to the dark place in his mind regarding the legal system, but to remain positive because God loves justice. As an African American woman and the daughter of a U.S. Marine, I have worked tirelessly for everything I have achieved, all while relying on faith and perseverance my mother instilled in me. Let me tell you something. There has to be some kind of truth in that. You see, I told y'all I was going to be non-biased. When I read it, first of all, I needed an asthma pump. There's a lot of lyrical exercises in there. The second picture looks airbrushed or AI. This is the comparison they give you. I mean, I see something.
The courts overlook things. They overlook a lot of things. And as I said before, it's not anyone's fault, but I'm just saying I think these guys should do their job. We got high-end judges.
That's Jay-Z knows. That nose? Did you see that flare? All right. Here's the thing, right? He may be the pappy. But niggas disregard their children every day. That don't make him no damn rapist and pedophile. I know a couple of niggas that don't claim, watch, or care, or even know their child birthday. That's neither here nor there, right? That may be the pappy. I'm not going to sit here and That may be the pappy. But that don't mean niggas don't care about their kid every day. Does that make them a pedophile? Okay, so that's Ramir. That's the alleged child. I never looked at the boy nose, but anyway, so that's what's going on right now. When it rains, it pours. They on Diddy back. I mean Diddy. Speaking of Diddy, somebody else came out about Diddy this morning. I mean, I'm not really interested in the Diddy trial because it's not like I'm trying to piece anything together with Diddy. He did it. Warning, disturbing language. This video contains graphic descriptions of sexual violence. Trigger warning, trigger. We do that this generation. We give people warnings. My generation, it just happened. You had to just be like, okay, y'all soft. I talk too much. Don't care.
You were hired by a security firm to work security at one of the infamous white parties that was thrown by Sean Combs in the Hamptons. What was that experience like?
At first, he was incredibly friendly, very gracious.
So you had a friendly chat, and then, according to your lawsuit, at some point later in the night, Sean Combs himself offered you a drink. This didn't come from staff or someone holding a tray of drinks. It came from him directly.
Correct. The first drink started to have some effect on me, and I just thought, wow, these are really strong drinks. It wasn't until the second drink, and it was already too late, that I realized that there was something wrong with the drinks. Sadly, Sean Combs was waiting in the wings. He was watching from some sort of vantage point. And once I was in a helpless position and he was sure that he was in a position of power, then he took advantage of the situation.
You allege that you were forcibly pushed into an SUV by Sean Combs. That act alone, according to your lawsuit, left you in considerable pain. And then once inside the vehicle, your lawsuit says plaintiff was held down by Combs, who overpowered him while he struggled to escape due to the effects of the drugs in his system. And it goes...
Blah, blah, blah. He did it. Nothing compelling here. Hold's reputation is forever tarnished, innocent or guilty. Well, you know, with this new climate of social media and everything moving so fast and the need to have a villain, I don't think so. If we can dispel that he didn't do it or if he wasn't at the party, if innocent, we can move past it. If guilty, we can't. I say if innocent, we can move past it because this is the generation of blood-sucking victimizers. Everyone needs to feel victimized to feel powerful, and they're just going to look for the next person to, you know, tear down. You know, just a generation of crabs in a barrel. So I don't, if innocent, I feel like he'll be forgotten and they'll be on to the next celebrity and just, you know, tearing down the next. You know, we're in a eat the rich kind of mind state. They're getting richer, we're getting poorer. We got nothing better to do but to tear them apart because our lives are already torn apart. So they're going to look for a new millionaire, billionaire victim. So that's the latest person that is talking about Diddy. Diddy did it. I'm really tired. Let's just get to the part where they tell us how much time he's gonna do. All right, so which is crazy because look who's in the White because look at who's in the White House. You know, being white is just being right, and being black is kind of whack. Just did that off the top. It's just we shall overcome, but it ain't never happened. It's just this is slavery with chains and glitter. We're living in. This is slavery with chains, glitter, and hookah. Because they still winning, we still fighting for our lives, and everybody's still every time something unjust happens. So this is the glitter section of slavery. The Luigi boy, right? Luigi ain't do it. I want to show y'all one of these Twitter people that had enough time to compare eyebrows and said, wait, that's not the original guy. Do I still? So this, they be having time, baby. This is the original on the top. This is the original picture they showed us for who they believed was the CEO assassin. Then they came with the McDonald's McFlurry McMargarita theory that someone was ID'd at a local McDonald's in Palatuna, some weird shit, and wanted us to believe that someone was ID'd at McDonald's, and that's how we... I know those people be a little hairy, but I've never seen a hair growth from this amount of eyebrows to this amount of It's just the caption itself. They think you are stupid. And yes, they do. Nothing here makes sense. Nothing is... Anyway, Luigi, the alleged shooter, the hired shooter, he has a lawyer, Tom Dickey, claims he has seen zero evidence that suggests his client says, yeah, I've seen zero evidence too. You needed to pay a lawyer. I could have said this for you. But anyway, give the money to the white man. He's pleading not guilty on each and every of those charges.
Yes, I did, and I'm pleased with our relationship. I think we've made a strong bond, and I'm looking forward to moving forward, helping him out.
Is he saying he's innocent at this point?
He has indicated pleas of not guilty. The only charges that we've seen thus far have been the ones here in Pennsylvania, and we have pled not guilty to those charges. I haven't seen it. As his lawyer, he didn't have any lawyer of record, and he didn't have any rep.
I know all white people look alike, but I don't. Child. Just like they said they was the first country on the moon. And then when we grew up and we got more knowledge of science, they showed you with zero gravity, the flag wouldn't have any ripples in it, and that Russia was really the first country, and that they had... 9/11 was an inside job. That was George W. I mean, they lied about bigger shit. So this is just lower the rent and we'll pretend this didn't happen. But this is the guy yesterday being taken into custody, and he said exactly what I said: an insult to the intelligence of the American people.
It's completely out of touch. It's an insult to the intelligence of the American people. It's lived experience.
And that is why they're gonna tell you they're banning TikTok because it's Chinese spyware. They banning TikTok because we be on there debunking and disproving every lie they ever gave us. And when people put their brains together, I don't know why it takes 8 billion people to put their little... 8 billion! Okay, he said, and doggies. Don't forget the doggies. All right, I told them. That's why they're banning TikTok, because it's making us wake up. The sheeps are waking up. So... this is the newest news with Luigi, the alleged shooter. That's actually not the shooter. I said it already. Calm down. So, while we're doing politics and grown-up stuff, where's that guy?
Bit of breaking news to bring to you right.
82-year-old Senator Mitch McConnell falls and cuts his face. Diamond. Falls and cuts his face during Republican lunch, comes months after suffering 2 other medical emergencies. This is the guy who be getting stuck.
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
System overload, reboots.
Did you hear the question, Senator?
cooperation and a string of
Okay, so they be plugged out. He need a software update. But anyway, here's my thing, right? This is why we need term limits, because anybody who was old enough to have a say in what's the late Rosa Parks not giving up her seat. Anybody who had a say during that little era. I don't think that their brain is diverse enough for the new African American update. We own things now. We own things. The chains are off. They put them back on, but they put diamonds on it to make themselves feel better. But anyone who was around to make any decisions during the civil rights movement, I don't think has the diversity to do anything that benefits me. Now, when you're dealing with them honkies, they don't care because they have the same amount of rights they've always had. But when you need a software update for your dementia, I really feel like you're going to put us back in the field. And look who's in the White House coming up. So, you know, I would feel bad if he weren't someone who lived long enough to see where I had to, you know, drink out of a rusty water fountain. But this is a guy whose brain does not benefit my walk of life in my Negro skin. So, turn his computer off. In other news, I think people are starting to wake up. I don't know if I'll call it a wake up. But the whites are revolting, which is strange. There was a story of a guy. I'm just going to show you guys. Hopefully it doesn't require a lot of scrolling. Yes. I just had to do a little research to make it make sense.
Whoa! Call the cops!
Literally crashing out. So I did a little research and I'm just like, okay, they posted this clip with no context. And then the internet prevails. But the internet also be making up stories. But I would like to go with this story. I would like to believe this story to be true. This happened in Sandy, Utah on December 4th of this year. A man drove his recently purchased Subaru Outback in front of a Mazda after being denied a return. Earlier that day, he had bought the vehicle but later discovered issues, called the dealership to request a refund. When informed that the sale was final and the car was sold as is, he threatened to crash the car into the dealership if they didn't take it back. Around 4 p.m., he followed through on his threat, driving it into the building. The man was arrested and charged with felony, criminal mischief, and reckless endangerment. Here's the thing. We are tired. We are tired of the big corporate guys stepping on our necks every day, big pharma having the cures, but, you know, there's no monetization in curing people. Let's keep them sick. We are tired of the unfair health care. We're tired. Burn it down. Burn it the fuck down. And let's sacrifice the whites. Let's sacrifice the whites because our life is a sacrifice. They could start, you know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, we've had generations and generations of being, sold, raped, beaten, and it hasn't gotten much better. So the whites are crashing out. They're starting to feel a little taste of what it's like to live in unfair times. Let them sacrifice themselves and then maybe, just maybe, we can forgive them or not. But anyway, the people are waking up. We're revolting, and I love it. I love it. Like I said, I won't be participating. I have a BBL. I don't run fast, but I can be a liaison, and my words can influence the people to flood the streets with blood until those powers that be realize that we outnumber them. It's always strength in numbers. All right. In other news, this is not even news. It's just, unfortunate. There's a girl that raps. Her name is Scarface. She does the what's that? Get the fuck up out of New York. She's not even from a cool part of New York. It's just anyway, I'm rooting for everybody black and especially dark skin. But I am unfortunately not rooting for Scarlett. This, comes after another video where I had to ask her, baby, do you know how to drive trucks? Because you just need to go ahead and just, get that CDL. This is a new freestyle that she dropped this week. It's all right, twin mom. This is going on YouTube. Anything you mix, you'll be able to see 20 minutes after the show. Now, like I say every day, people are really listening to the buzz from social media. They hear us making fun of her. They hear us saying that she needs better, representation. She needs a better team behind her. So instead of doing that, They're now playing on us feeling bad for her. So now I feel they're packaging her as a troll. The more that we say, oh, this is sad, this is fucked up, they say, keep being fucked up because they feel bad for you. So this is her freestyle on the Beanie Siegel Feel It in the Air beat. We're not going to play the whole thing because I'm not doing this.
Feeling in the air, something going on. My grip is getting loose, but I'm still holding on. Don't just tell me, keep my head up, help me to be strong. I cried 1,000 tears before I wrote this song. Tears on my letter from how much that it hurt. I stuttered when I spoke, I couldn't finish my words. See, I came in the day carrying yesterday's pain. Broke as hell, holding on to yesterday's change. From a city where the
she can really be something. But they got to stop playing in our face. The Grand Theft Auto prostitute with the ribs touching in the background just for outrage purposes. It's tired. It's tired with the gimmicks. Give us an artist, give us lyrics, give us real visuals, stop the gimmicks, and then your artist will monetize. When your artist monetizes, the label monetizes. But you guys are so stuck on this outrage that you guys want for social media that you're hindering the success of your artist trying to be an outrage artist. Because the lyrics wasn't that bad. It's what's going on in the video that's going like, yo, pack it up. But she got to get away from that management. They're laughing at you, not with you. Now, look what she looks like when they're not playing Pana Ed Top. That's a pretty girl. They've been making a lot of videos trying to make her make fun of herself. There was a video last month where she asked her boyfriend if she was pretty, and he said sometimes. And they just said this whole thing, oh, her boyfriend, even her boyfriend, they're playing with. And I don't know if she's in on the joke and she knows that laughs later down the line equals viewership, which equals money. Or is she dumb enough that she's just letting it happen to her? Either way, I lived long enough to not want to be a part of a gimmick. There's also more. There was one more video she released this morning, and I'm just like, I think I'm going to lean towards the part where she's just slow and she's not in on it, because I don't think she's this good of a
turning into a grown man. I meant a grown woman. Y'all know I'm just playing. Don't disrespect me. But I'm turning into a grown woman. And I don't know what to do. Or who to call. I'm scared, man. I'm 23 years old in this life. Roaming around in the streets of Brooklyn. I'm about to be 24, man. I remember I was just in school fighting bitches, beating bitches up and dragging them by their weave. Now I'm paying bills and talking to and making business moves. I mean, thank you, God, for everything, but
I don't want to hear it. They playing with you or you playing with us. Either way, I don't like to be played with. So that's my little 2 cents on Scarlett. In other news, y'all know that So Usher has been on tour since I've been in pre-K. Nonstop, probably had 2 days off. And he's at the part of the tour where he has this segment where everybody's sucking cherries. I mean, during a time where all these artists are going down for freaky shit, I personally would have, deterred from that, but everybody at the tour is sucking cherries. We seen a little lady yesterday just really being a real... And you know what? When they do the life documentary on Usher 20 years from now, how would you feel if you just saw your mom deep-throating a cherry for Usher's excitement? I mean, at that time, everybody's mom is gonna have a OnlyFans in their bio. But I was born in the 80s. I just got something to say about it. But anyway, people are sucking the skin off of cherries and getting real comfortable with one another at the Usher show, down at the Usher show. And yesterday, when he stopped at the table with T.I. and Tiny, I just said, is that Smokey Robinson? Now, baby, don't act shy. After all them allegations, you having all them little girls tied up in basements so y'all can have free calls. Now all of a sudden it's like, no. Now yeah. Anyway, I know. I know they didn't go straight home after that, but anyway, so that's a little segment they got going on, and they got. Do they have weird cases? They have weird cases, but we live in a time where you have money, you can actually just do weird shit and just pay it off, because there are actual people that I've had testimony from that said they were in compromised situations with the two, but So anyway, in other news, Floyd Mayweather was in London. I didn't know that he was. I don't get into the Palestine, Israel thing, because I just feel like everybody's racist, nobody cares, and now all of a sudden nobody care when Haitians is being killed by the Dominicans, and I just don't feel like Palestine or Israel cares about blacks. So I never picked a side. I picked Haiti. But anyway, so apparently Floyd publicly sometime gave his allegiance to Israel, which I know is the wrong side because they're over there bombing the babies. So anyway, he was in London yesterday, and some brave soul, ran down on Floyd Mayweather.
My name Mayweather just got punched up, bro.
Money, man.
Get these motherfuckers.
I got you. They're trying to get me.
Please stop touching I told Skip, I said, yo, somebody just ran down on Floyd Mayweather in London, and he said, when's the funeral? So this is basically based off of someone being offended over his support for Israel. Like I said, I don't know much about that, but hey, you gotta be really darn pissed off to pick a fight with Floyd Mayweather. So, oh my God, this is not anything to do with like nigger news. I know you guys love a little gossip or housewife. This is something that really stood out to me because I have different views on life, death, the afterlife, and mediums and stuff like that. So I was just scrolling yesterday looking for stories, and I fell upon this guy I heard of before. His name is Daniel something. We'll get to it when it's relevant. This is a guy who died 3 times, right? And when I say died, you could be declared dead. He died once in 1975. He was struck by lightning. He died a second time in 89 when he had open heart surgery. And then he died in 97 during a brain surgery. Very, very unlucky guy. But still lucky because I checked and he's still alive. And he revealed something about death that he saw every time. So what stood out to me is what he says happens when you die. He said, you go through a life review. I'll let him say it.
Then you go down the tunnel. You'll have what's called the panoramic life review. Mm-hmm. You see your entire life pass before you in a 360-degree panorama. You watch it from a second-person point of view as though you were your own best friend. And then you literally become every person that you ever encounter, and you feel the direct results of your interaction between you and that person. Nobody gets away with anything.
Mm-hmm. So every single experience that you've had in this human incarnation, you review and feel.
You watch it from a second-person point of view, and you literally become every one of those people. Wow. So it's never what you do, it's why. Mm-hmm. Your intention. You lift out of your body and you acclimate, then you go down to...
He does look like Alex Trebek, but he says a lot more interesting things. The second time he died, he said it was a little bit different. The first time he said he just only seen a tunnel. The second time he died, he said he saw a light. It was alive, it was intelligent, it was welcoming. He said, but this time he met beings and they had a different message. They said, you have work to do. When he woke up from this death, which is crazy, he felt his new mission was helping people confront death with dignity and peace. So he started working in hospice. You know, if you don't know what hospice is after they decided a hospital is just a waste of money and time, that you are definitively going to die. They just want to make it as comfortable as possible. They put you in a place called hospice. There's no coming out of hospice. That's where you die. He volunteers at the hospice to help patients, guiding them into death and telling them that it's not even the end because he died 3 times. The third time he dies is in 1975, a 50K vault strike. This is not the third, that's the first time. I want to show you guys is what he says that he learned. We expand into something far greater than we could comprehend. Death isn't the end, it is a transition. It's like walking from one route to another and we never lose consciousness, right? There was something he said. This is my favorite part. He also claimed that the universe operates off of a profound principle. Love is currency. Do you guys understand what that means? Every act of love is stored in the fabric of the universe. The more we give, the richer our souls become. And I just thought that was such a beautiful thing. He said, fear is an illusion. It is a barrier that keeps us from living fully and loving deeply. In the afterlife, fear is dissolved, leaving only the essence of who we truly are, our soul, the energy, the light, and this is what is eternal. Or was that Medea? What are you talking about, you asshole? I heard Tyler Perry say it. Okay, yeah, so no matter our status, this is the last one I want to share. He called death the great equalizer. No matter our status, wealth, mistakes, we all face the same journey. The afterlife is not about judgment. It's about learning, growing, and becoming. So a lot of people that worship money, that's not the currency in the afterlife and another life. It's love. How you treat people, how you make people feel, and the lessons we learn through love. So, you know, if you were a shitty person, it's not too late. Your currency is love. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. And y'all can go back to watching Zeus and Baddies or whatever you little coons like to do. In other news, speaking about afterlife, rest in peace to P&B Rock. He was such a great guy, and I really loved a couple of his songs. But I was telling you guys a story about how the internet blamed his girlfriend when the truth came out. It literally, they were saying, oh, she didn't post. If she didn't post, he would still be alive. No, it was a couple of bums that were in the kitchen purposely holding his food, calling their friends to come rob him. So it had nothing to do with his girlfriend. Once again, social media had a huge impact, blaming the girl. She didn't get to mourn. She was busy trying to disprove any, foul play. But yeah, I know the first baby mama be the ugly one and the, little rough on the eyes. This is P&B Rocks, and I'm surprised. His first baby mama, and she, for some reason, felt the need to tell us, I'm built different. If it was me, it wouldn't have went down like that. Yeah, it would have been 2 instead of 1 death because you got a big mouth.
Nobody's going to come for my trust and believe. That's why if I was there with him when that happened, it would have went totally different. Ask anybody that know me how I get down.
The first baby mama is always, the embarrassing one that we keep in a cellar and we just throw pieces of meat down there and lock the door. It's not fair to the girl that had to deal with so much guilt when the internet accused her of, being hungry to post, and that's why he died. Now we got an ugly first baby mama saying, yeah, it really is your fault because if it was me, I'm built different. I would have bit the bullet with this underbite, and then the bullet would have got stuck in my teeth, and then I would have just killed the... You wouldn't have did nothing but died, bitch. Have a little grace, and just be happy that you get some kind of, checks for the amazing artist he was. Your kids get some check. It's just, hey, everybody's tough. Everybody always says what they would have did, but they don't have to do it. It just, I I just think it's so tacky. But she doesn't look like she has a tactful bone in her body. Speaking of tacky people, 50 Cent keeps on coming across my desk. I hate his gut. I hate his gut so immensely. He was on Another Person I Hate show. Cameron. I hate both of them. You know, I would throw a little grenade on the set if I knew they both were there at the same time. And
what's
people be so weak and they think they, you know, the beef is really, he says, over a liquor deal. I say it's over fucking his baby mama. Niggas are weak like that. Cameron asked him, what is the beef really about between you and Diddy? And he says this.
What's a business venture that you may have missed out on that people don't know that you'd be like, damn, I could have got that?
Oh, I could have did it. A cannabis company out here in Vegas. It was big. It's a big company. And then I passed on the can because I was investing in spirits.
Right.
You can't do both at the same time. Like, so I was like, nah. I just chose to do that. Oh, because I had so much success with the spirits. Right. Like I was in F and Vodka was at like 43,000 cases. I took it to 216,000 cases in 16 months.
What is, and to the audience that doesn't know, what's that equivalent to in money wise?
Oh, shit.
43,000 cases, 216,000 cases. What's that equivalent?
It was like before we parted ways, they gave me 20 million.
Right.
Right. But and there was that company, and it was on the same model that they looked at it like maybe it's a criminal situation.
Right.
A little early, and it could have been the same lobbyists and the same people that use their connections to make that happen for Puff.
Is that kind of why you was going hard on him the last couple years? Is it because of the liquor situation? Because to be honest, since the situation he's in now, it's kind of like you fell back. You fell back on him. Was this all over the liquor, or you just said?
Well, most of that was motivation. That was competing,
right?
For with brands, but and he was ahead of me,
right?
Because he had been working on Ciroc and stuff like that, and then integrating it into our culture with Coco Loso and different things with different people connected to it. So yeah, that's what that was. But when you look at, he would do a lot of foul shit. Like behind the scenes, he would do some foul shit, like hating on, like doing things with people I'd done business with that he'd done business with. He would say shit that I was like, he said that to you?
Right.
I was like, yeah. So.
All of a sudden, 50 Cent is humanitarian in the world, cares about the foul shit he does and the foul things he says. You do foul shit. You make fun of the people that work for you while they're working for you. You harassed Notori while she was still on power. You made fun of every fucking body while they work for you. And all of a sudden, you talk about, go fuck yourself, hamster face. But anyway, he's a cancer, so that means he's a bitch ass nigga. And it really comes down to Diddy fucking his bitch, because he took it to social media, spiraled, and coined the term, you dirty little sex worker, while talking about his son's mom because she fucked Diddy and she was tied up in the indictment. Niggas just need to keep it a buck and just have their respect. Nigga fucked my bitch. You want somebody fucking your bitch? I mean, she wasn't my bitch, but she had my kid. Nigga, like, yeah, it was about a liquor deal when he's a bad person. Nigga, you are the baddest person. So anyway, that was his rendition of what happened. I'm going to summarize it for you. He's a cancer. He's a bitch. Diddy fucked his baby mama, and he called her a little sex worker and put it on the internet where his child can see for the rest of his life. There goes my husband trolling me talk about G-Unit, but you're going to want some ass later, so you might as well hop on this hate train, or you're not getting a hand job tonight. Hand job, Bob. But anyway, I hate 50 so bad. That's his rendition of what occurred. In other news, Teyana Taylor had a birthday this week. This girl is just so gorgeous and so talented. What are we looking at? Oh, we're in the wrong section, y'all. Right section. I'm starting to think these two divorce/breakups occurred at the same time for a reason. Teyana is now like an artist developer. So I seen her working with Miss Monet for an award show. She got the choreography together, but it was just a little, they did a dance scene together, and Teyana's always going to be the top. For you guys who don't know gay terms, top is the masculine one. They're the one. And then the bottom is the one. So Teyana's always the top. So she did, the little top hat, the 3-piece suit, and Victoria was just as effortlessly sexy as she. But I think they're fucking. And I'm the furthest thing from gay, but I would love to watch. I would love to be a fly on the wall for. So you guys don't think it's a little weird they both broke up at the same time? Now they're just outside gyrating. Love it. Where else is Teyana? Teyana was somewhere else looking. Get me out of here. Sorry, y'all. We got a lot of scrolling. What's this? Anyway, so tight. Right here. I don't know why she does behind the scenes artist development and not just push herself. She has the looks, she has the moves, she has the vocals. This was something that dropped this weekend. I'm just like, this bitch is flawless.
I'm giving in to you again, baby, oh, I'm giving in.
I just can't believe this is why social media is just such a deranged little world for me. There was a time that they were saying that she, I just got to laugh, saying that she was funny looking and that she wasn't pretty and that she looked. It doesn't get too much prettier. And then you'll have people that counter, oh, well, she got work done. There's people who still get work done and cannot even look like her big toe. I mean, you let the peanut gallery talk. You're just going to get a lot of shit. So, happy birthday to the gorgeous, the gayest, Teyana Taylor. I still bump, oh, you're going to love me. She's amazing. I really always go up to bat for her. I just really, really like her. And I don't be liking nobody. I'm never impressed. That's hence the name of the show. I am impressed by Teyana. Another person I hate, but even like a clock is still right twice a day. She'd like me too, I bet. Yeah, Skip can get the hell on. Charleston, what's his name? I always say Charleston Shoe. That's a candy if you're too old. Charleston, the little cockeyed little creature looking thing. He's on my list of people I don't care for.
You just need to shake.
But sometimes, because his claim to fame, he was an it just really, it's mind-boggling. He was an activist for black, cockeyed white. He was an activist for black rights, and I've seen a couple of videos of him fighting the good fight. And when they asked him, so like, why are you on the wrong side of history? He said, y'all wasn't hearing me when I was doing, the work. Y'all wasn't hearing me. But when I started cooning, chucking, and jiving, my name is everything, right? Even like Dr. Umar be making sense very few times. It's the same thing with him. You had a period of time where you made sense, and I just felt like you got so lost in your character role. We're at the point where you don't make sense, and I actually hate you. Whack 100 and Sexy Red are two people I could care less about. They made fun of him, and this is what he had to say about them making fun of him.
Shave it off, man. Give it up. Your hair, you're going bald. Go bald. Give it up. Yeah, man. Whack 100. He just posted that on his Instagram today. I know your Instagrams have been deleted, but he said it's time to give it up.
Like I tell all.
And Sexy Red agrees with him too.
Sexy Red say she like the raw dog. I bet it was plenty nappy head niggas, uncles and everything else. Raw dog and that little old pussy. Them hoes ain't looking at no how. Let the word get out of nigga and fuck good. Girl eat pussy good. Nah, they want that bell head. They don't care nothing about no motherfucking bald head. That nigga with them waves. No, nigga like Whack 100 with that bald head that lay on his belly, hollering on the phone.
Call my phone humbly and peacefully. I know it was you. 4 a.m. I answered the phone.
Yeah.
Why don't more people, because I forgot this happened, why don't more people post the unedited version of his ass tooted and booted on the phone when he start talking shit? Because I think I think we let him slide too much. Whack 100 is trying to be the voice of our generation, and I don't know where he came from. He just came and he would not stop. Pause. But why don't people just post the video of his ass up in the air? He came during Clubhouse during the pandemic. Thank you, middle initial. Bro, your ass be in the air. I don't want to hear nothing from a man who ass be in the air and someone's around to record it. Why was someone around to record it? Like, at some point you got to be naked. I'm not going to take that away from you. But why was someone there to witness it, upload it, and permanently put it on the internet? That should just be the ether every time you open your fucking loud ass ignorant mouth. Just your booty hole in the air anytime you have an opinion. So thank you, Charleston Chew, for that video, because I need the unedited one to post anytime he's annoying on the internet. All right. We got a couple of more stories and then I gotta go eat because mama hungry. I was telling y'all yesterday, and I didn't want to be judgy, but I'm judgy, and it's just, that's who I am, and it's fun. I told y'all that Summer Walker got a show coming, and I don't know if it's in a podcast form or it's an Apple Music show called Over It Radio. So it's a podcast form. And I just said, I just don't foresee her having enough intellect or life experience to speak and captivate a crowd. Stop giving people shows just because they are famous, because everyone does not need a platform. And I made that consensus based off of the way she dates. If you are a dumb bitch with men, you are a dumb bitch, period. She has exuded a lot of dumb bitch energy. She has babies very easily for people who don't stick around. So I really don't, there's nothing you could tell me that I want to hear or I would take as, sound advice. Because your example in life is not a good example. But anyway, this is, I guess, a commercial for it.
Yeah, walked in coupe, walked in too fresh, I'm with my boo. Rub my back, baby, you my masseuse. I got a double cup, look like Toonie full of juice. She wanna walk and flock a nigga, shake my dreads in the bed. I'm counting money in the bed, all these thoughts.
I do not like black people. I do not, just like with the whites, I don't like white people. There's a couple that stand out of the, the stereotypes of their race. And stereotypes be real. It just be everybody doesn't fall under it. I do not enjoy a coon. I enjoy the people that live outside of the stereotypes. And she just did not make the cut. This is a little nigger bitch. Sorry. My mouth moves faster than my brain. So I just won't have endorsements or friends. But I'd rather just have fun. So this show, we're not doing it for monetization. We're not doing it for fraternization. We are doing it for my ego, and I like to have fun. I can't, there's no way I can say things nicer. So that is Summer Walker, and I know exactly who's going to tap in. It won't be anyone that I would want to tap in here. So you guys want to go down to the Piggly Wiggly and talk about Zeus and Niglet stuff, going down to the Summer Walker show. In other news, in Niglet news, y'all got to deal with these scrolls. I don't have a budget. I have to tell you guys that all the time. And you guys will deal until you guys get me a budget. Yes, we're doing it for money too, but I'd rather have fun. I'm not censoring shit. I can't. Where is... Here we go. So you guys know that I'm not going to stop myself from saying that. Y'all guys know that Young Thug did it. Everything he said he did, he had an enterprise, I believe. People were sliming, people were dropping. The crime in Buckhead was high. He went away. The crime went down low. You got money, you could do anything. Anything you want to do. Just have the money. He's free, right? But there was a discrepancy that he can't come to Atlanta or the close proximity unless it was work-related for a funeral or he has to have, I think, twice a year where he speaks positively about violence. And he said, yeah, just open the gate. Let me out. Yeah. 2 weeks later. About that. I don't like it. I have enough money to change your mind if you would kindly take this envelope. I would like to still go into Atlanta and do exactly what I was doing before, but just do it more quiet. I learned from my mistakes during the trial, everything that got me caught. I just won't do that again. But Young Thug and his attorney have filed a motion to amend the terms of his probation so he can visit Atlanta for personal reasons. You didn't even give it a year. if I was a judge, I'm taking the money, right? But to save face, I would do it under this guise. Mr. Jeffrey Campbell, whatever his name is, has in the last year done 2 charity events, stayed out of Atlanta, kept his word on all promises. And on that contingency, they love the word contingency, I find it, I filed a motion to go forth and let Mr. Jeffrey into, boy, it's been 2 weeks! I got the same cereal on top of my fridge from when you came home, and you already want a filed motion to do whatever you want. You didn't even show. You got Brendan, what's that boy from Power, the white boy? Brendan, your attorney looked like the white boy from Power. They have the same exact face. They dress alike because you got him modeling your spider clothes. So the boy, he want to be down. That white boy lawyer, he want to be down to the ground. And he not being a lawyer, he being a homeboy. Yeah. Y'all probably passing the blunt. Yeah. Why the fuck you can't go to Atlanta? That's real life brazy. You got the lawyer saying brazy. That's real life brazy. I fucks with the judge, so I'm going to tell her, yeah, fuck that. We dubbing that whole can't come to Atlanta. This is the attorney. This is how I envision the attorney to speak, because he's now, he's down with black culture. We let him in. When I say we, I mean y'all. You didn't even show and prove. This is just, I don't like to see money just making shit move, because I don't have any. I'm a hater. So if I can't do something, I really don't want to see nobody else getting away with it. I am not one of those people that be happy for others. I am a hater, and it's fun. I told y'all, though, leave hating to me, because I can make it funny. When y'all hate, y'all just make it miserable. So it's 2 different sides. This is the fun side. I don't know if you can master it. I implore you to join me. But until then, stay on that. But so, Thug is trying to come and just make his money, do what everybody else want to do. Supersede the law. Shout out to him. I don't want no smoke. Or, do what you gotta do. Sorry, Skip. I know Skip hates being affiliated with me. Speaking of killers, right? Alleged killers. There was a guy, and I don't know if I did the story or not, or if my attention span is that of a pencil. There was a guy who went to jail for a murder, right? Did 20-something years, and they, as science advances, some people get out of jail. This was like 3 days ago, and I told Skip, they gotta pay him for every day he was in jail, because that's the law. If you do time in jail and they find out that you were innocent, they have to pay you for every day. Philadelphia man who was exonerated and awarded $4.1 million after serving 24 years in prison is heading back home. Killer returns home for allegedly killing a man who failed to pay out a $1,200 cocaine debt. Now, this is the Libra in me. I make excuses for everyone except for men I date. Cross me once, boy, that'd be a last. But for strangers that have nothing to do with me, this is double jeopardy. No, legally, double jeopardy is you can't be trialed for the same exact offense twice. So if you were trialed for a murder and you were found not guilty, you could come out and be like, hey, well, I killed her. Y'all just had it wrong. I mean, there's clauses in there. This isn't double jeopardy, but he already did the time. Can we kind of shift it over? The guy was institutionalized. He spent 24 years living strictly off of survival, and then you take him in captivity and you put him in freeness, and he just, it's hard to maneuver after 24 years of being, in prison. So here's my part. You just were awarded $4.1 million, and you killed somebody over $1,200. You belong in there, and it's not your fault. You belong in there, and it's not your fault, but you belong in there. Your logic isn't there. You're a little, undomesticated. You got to go back in the cage, and I think you feel better in the cage, because no one would kill someone for $1,200 after just being awarded $4 million. So I'm siding with the judge on this one. You made the right choice. He does not need to be free. Speaking of judges, I wasn't even going to carry cover the story, but since we're talking about judgment, there was a man that was facing 19 months. 19 months in jail. And he stood before the judge, and I guess he didn't like her delivery.
With the laws of the state of Nevada, this court. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this
One more
court.
time. So we went from someone standing before a judge and facing 19 months to 26 to 50 years in prison. According to 8 News Now, Deborah Redden, 31, has been... Why they named that boy Debo? Y'all. Anyway, Mr. Redden, 31, has been sentenced to 26 years in prison for the attack that took place in January during the sentencing for a completely separate offense. Judge Johnson came down with a sentence of 26 to 50 years, making him eligible for parole somewhere around 2050. Somewhere around. She did factor in, this is petty, she did factor in credit for the time that he served as well. So...
5 that I do know Judge Mary Kay Holthus. I know her very casually and only professionally. I've never socialized with her outside. I can see that.
They got the boy with a muzzle on, rightfully so. When you're right, you're right. When you're wrong, you're wrong. I'm going to tell you how I see it. Go ahead and put a muzzle on him. This is his sister speaking on his behalf.
My brother just felt betrayed at the time when he was pleading and saying that he was in a better place, which is different for us all to be in a better place. I mean, when we struggle.
I'm going to cut your mic, ma'am. Anybody who is crazy enough to jump at a judge for a 19th month sentence is crazy enough to jump on a bitch and rip her head off. If you ain't scared of the law, imagine what you would do to a bitch on the street. Judge White Lady, you made the right choice. I am not mad at that at all. In other news, fuck around and find out. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You are the epitome of just that, sir. I was under the impression that Sha'Carri Richardson, the fastest woman in the world, was gay. They told me she was gay. I don't keep up with people pum pums and buttholes. I just can't. I'm fighting for my life every night. So I just don't have that kind of time. But she just popped out with a boyfriend. And this is why they never said bye. They told me the girl was gay. They got on TV and said she was gay. But maybe she's bi. This is why when niggas tell me, or used to tell me, oh, it's my homegirl, she gay. I don't care. And if I was a lesbian, I wouldn't even let y'all be around y'all dads. Cause y'all, the gay to straight pipeline, pun intended, is very, very, very close. Y'all always be popping out with niggas after. First of all, y'all always got a fat butt. I don't know, just how y'all say girls with short hair always got a fat butt. Them dykes be having some big old brolic asses underneath them Carl Kanai jeans. I don't know the math. Somebody do the research. You need a variable and a control. Y'all remember science class? They had a variable and a control. The control is with the... This a lot of mine. I'm more than a BBL. I'm brains. The B stands for brains. Brains, blubber, and love. Okay, whatever. Somebody do the controlled experiment on why dykes got fat asses and why these lesbians be getting fucked. They be coming up with bellies. They told me the girl was gay. They ain't say bye. I know there's a whole bunch of umbrellas. Maybe I wasn't there for that rainstorm. But I thought she dated only girls, right? Sneak dickin'. That's why they ass be fat. They be taking it up the butt. This is her and her boyfriend. I don't know. I got far into the subject. But this is Sha'Carri and her boyfriend. For the ladies out there, you ever have a boyfriend or something and they say they're going to hang out with their gay homegirl, just grab your coat and go with them because these bitches be gay for play and gay for a day. It don't stay. Okay? Sha'Carri got a boyfriend, y'all. In other news, we're about to, close out. I got shit to do. This show is getting a little long for free. Florida is always on the wrong side of history. Florida always fucks up. But this time, Florida their thing. Starting next month, Florida will ban anyone under the age of 14 from owning a social media account, deleting all existing accounts. Okay, here's the thing. It just sounds good in theory. You ever go to a site and says, "Are you 18?" and you were 7? You be yes. What is the filter for this experiment? I just like that someone is stepping up and being parents because the parents aren't. Someone has to say they have no business on social media. All they're doing is being bullies, being Nicki Minaj fans, telling people to do a backflip they could kill themselves because they're hiding behind a screen. They're not going outside and exercising, so they're really fat. It's just, and the parents don't care. I don't know what they're doing. They're not in the home. But what is the consensus? What is the protocol? How are we ciphering out the under 14s from the above 14s? But I'm glad someone's saying, hey, they have no business on social media. They need to be outside, learning social skills and losing weight. So Florida, once out of 300 times, you got it right. But like I said, when you're right, you're right. When you're wrong, you're wrong. I'm going to say something. All right, for my last story before I get out of here, I'm going to tell y'all.
Do appreciate
My beef with Frontier Airlines, right? It's not going to make sense, but just follow me. I always tell y'all, I don't care how I get somewhere, just get me there. I'm not one of those girls like, oh, well, for me, I'll put myself on a Frontier flight. Don't you dare put me on it. Don't watch what I do. I've never been one of those people that cared about how I get somewhere, but when I get somewhere, I'm going to really spend my money on a hotel. That's where my money goes. I care about the extravagance and the amenities and the look of a hotel. The flight, I'm going to sleep anyway. And if it gets there, it gets there. I don't care how it gets there. When I open my eyes, I just want to see a beach. Frontier did me so fucking dirty, bro. I done filed a lawsuit. Not filed a lawsuit. I filed claims with Frontier that went ignored because they don't have a phone number. They have Tyla and her family answering emails over there in Punjabi land. I'm very racist. I don't care. They don't have this. They don't. It's Tyla and them. And actually, when you're waiting online, they're playing water. They're gonna make me. I'm not playing with you guys. I have a discrepancy and I need to talk to a human. All right. Frontier has something called All You Can Fly, right? You can do it seasonally. You can get a winter pass or a summer pass, a fall, spring. You know the seasons. They're there. Or you can get an annual pass. When I first got my pass, I got a winter pass and I loved it. You know, Skip and I, we used it coming back from Tulum. We used it going to Puerto Rico. We use it. It's a couple of discrepancies. If you're flying international, you get the best bang for your buck because you get to book 10 days in advance. When you're flying domestic, it really isn't worth shit because you have to book it 24 hours in advance. And who really knows where they're going just a day before? Just give me the backstory. Being that we benefited for the pass for international flights, when it came time to renew a seasonal pass, I said, we travel a lot. Why don't we just get the annual pass? So I went on the website. I pressed the button that said upgrade to annual pass. And I paid $600 for Skip and I. So it was $1,200 because the seasonal pass was only $300. And the annual pass, the math is there. It's a bigger bang for your buck. Why one day I go and look at my Chase account and these cocksuckers over at Frontier charge me not only for my winter pass renewal, they charge me for an annual pass renewal, which makes no sense because a winter exists inside of a year. So you double charge me. You can't charge me for something that covers a smaller entity. You know, an upgrade is upgrading from the seasonal to something. Anyway, it makes sense. I tried to call. They don't have a number. I called Chase. Chase took off the charge. Going about my business. I get an email after further reviewing. They're returning the money to Frontier. So I go into the fuck. Yes, Skip, what am I doing wrong? Oh, I thought you were telling me I'm telling too much business. Are you at the door? Yes. Why are you not in the show to know that? So you don't watch the show. Okay. No hand job for you. He's asking me what I want for lunch. You're still on the show? That means you're not watching my show. Anyway, long story short, let's wrap this up so I can call him back and curse him out. They double charged me for a winter and annual pass. I was going back and forth. They're getting the money off, taking it back on again. Come to find out, I lost. And it wasn't fair because they already got my $600 for the annual pass and $300 for the winter pass and doubled that for me and Skip. Cool. Then I see a Missouri senator by the name of Josh Hawley Grills talking about CEOs and over at those companies stealing money from their passengers. Outside of them stealing money in the form of these passes, and the passes really are beneficial. It's just unfortunate that they double charge and there's no representative on the phone to dispute this kind of scams. They've been scamming us with the bags. So anyone who flies Spirit or Frontier, you know the flights are really cheap and you think you've gotten away because their bags cost so much. So they figured out that we were taking large personal items and they say, you know what? We're going to spend $26 million for gate agents to stand there and harass you and see the size of your bags. So after you already paid for your flight and your hands are tied, because who's going to pay for a flight and then go home? You're going to do what we say. We're going to pay $26 million for gate agents to catch you guys with oversized bags. And guess what? Sometimes they're not oversized. We're going to make these fake discrepancies to tell you the bags are oversized so we can get our money back from these significantly low flight prices back in unfair bag charges.
That flying on your airlines is a disaster, don't you? I'm slightly amazed by the general attitude of all of you here. Flying on your airlines is horrible. It's a terrible experience. I mean, I say this as a father of 3 young children. But I can't tell you, nobody enjoys flying on your airlines. It's a disaster. You charge people fees that they know nothing about. You harass them to death. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. How much have you paid people to pull out customers who are in line with a bag that's 2 centimeters too big, Mr. Schroeder?
Well, we recognize this is a hard job, and so therefore we incentivize them to do that.
How much?
It's $10 per bag.
Wow. $10 per bag. And I think, Mr. Klein, you and Mr. Schroeder, your airlines cumulatively have spent $26 million paying gate agents between 2022 and 2023 to catch passengers whose bags are a little bit too big. $26 million. I do appreciate that flying on your airlines is a disaster, don't you? I want to know why it's such a terrible experience to fly. This is news for them today. Your airlines are paying millions of dollars to your employees to harass people who've already paid. They're there in line because they've already paid. It's unbelievable. By the way, let me just ask you this while I have you here. Why is it that you charge different people different fees for carry-on bags?
All right, guys. All I needed to know was that this was happening globally, and this is something that they fund because they're wet weasels. So I think I'm going to have enough a little time. I think I'm going to file a little suit against Frontier for emotional distress and unfair charging. And if you guys want to, I don't know if I want to do individual class action, but I'm going to do something because I'm going to get my $600 back in blood. So that is the conclusion for today's episode. For the people that have lives like my husband and wasn't in here for the whole show, no need to fret. I'm going to beat his ass, but not yours. You guys can catch the show on YouTube within the next 15 minutes. It will be uploaded. All you have to put in is I'm not impressed, and it should come right up. I enjoyed you guys today. I had fun. Today is Wednesday. We have 2 more shows this week. But, you know, sometimes I just feel like not showing up. I'll play hooky. I'll keep you guys debriefed always on my social media. But thank you so much for stopping by and supporting like you always do. Enjoy your day. And as I always say, go fuck yourselves. Peace out. All right.